I wonder if that will pick up.
Well, I suffer well, Bryan.
I wonder if it looks better with the JBL versus the holding it up to the. You know what we should get you? We should get you one of those McAllister
I need a stack
recorders
with all those fucking knobs and everything.
That way you can hold it up after you recorded it from the radio. You remember those old?
Oh, the old McAllister.
That's what it looks
the
like.
fucking Macaulay Culkin.
You know that you're doing.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is This,
Bryan.
That, and the Other.
That's Bryan.
Episode 6. I'm here, as always, with
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, with eager anticipation to be in front of the mic. How have you been, Sam?
I've been fine. I've been fine. You know, getting through these winter times, and yeah. How about you, Bryan? Let us know how your week was.
It's been pretty crazy, man. For the viewers out there, you know, I'm recently suffering from a hand situation, you know.
Explain to the viewers exactly how this.
I mean, long
story.
Long story short, you know what I mean. You know, they had it coming. Is all I gotta say.
Well,
maybe who knows? We'll see. But it's just been a pain, and the knuckles all fucked up, and it's pushed back, and it's all bruised and shit, and it's all.
Did
fucked
we learn a
up
lesson in this whole thing? Have we learned any lessons in this whole couple weeks?
Punch better. No. It's been a transformative week, you know. Two weeks, right? We're rocking 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
But you know, out of all the craziness, you know what I mean.
It's been a bit of a pain in the ass, if I must say.
All over the place, you know.
It's been a bit of a pain in the ass.
I mean, it's been all over the place. Is pretty much, I can't even, you know. I've used all my other adjectives in the last 2 weeks describing the stories and explaining it, and you know.
So what happened?
I mean, you know, it all started a long time ago.
This does seem like a
2
long time
weeks
ago.
You know, and I fell to my inner demons.
You got
you know?
Arrested.
Yeah, I feel you. You know, I mean,
it's okay.
We can just start jumping into everything. Like, I guess if we want to start
getting in there.
If we want to start talking about everything, then we can just throw all our dirt out on the table.
Yeah.
And we can
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
we can just do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna approach the situation. I'm gonna say what I want to say about it, and then you know that's about it. You know, I mean that's how I feel about it. So
okay, I thought you were gonna have a whole thing about it.
No. I mean, I'm my honesty with you. You know, I've been up front. You were there, 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You know, my openness with these fools, you know, comes at you know certain filters. You know,
okay.
If
that's
you know,
all right.
There's gonna be complete honesty. There's not gonna be anything, you know, but it. But you know, I'll go as far into it as I'd personally like to go into.
So have you grown through this?
Man, that's a good question.
Have you? Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's starting with the jail system. All right, getting arrested in Los Angeles for being drunk and disorderly and causing shenanigans and being a nuisance. You know, a nuisance, drinking too much and you know, I have those issues and I let them get the best of me. And there I was, bam, hooting and hollering and you know, and that wasn't even, it was you didn't even need anything for that. You know, there was no even drinking for that in at that point. You know, the drinking comes.
So you had an outburst.
Later.
You had an outburst.
Yeah, you know, and I didn't even. I guess because it's two stories. He's right. It's a long story. We could break this into. We have an hour. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're not going to
get into the depth of it. I'm just saying.
You know, but the first part of it was almost the polar opposite of this, in my opinion. Me just being completely upfront with it. You know, I was more thrown up by other things. I wasn't, and so out of that, I had an outburst, and I was being a child. I was 12, again, and kicking because I didn't get my way.
But what happens is, as an adult, then all of a sudden cops show up.
So, and then
but I thought it was unjustified because from what I heard, it was unjustified, and then you just got, and that's what the system's fucked up, is because you all of a sudden you just get sucked up into it and then the consequences are a little too high when you get sucked up into the system for something as small as an outburst.
Perfect point. Lesson number 1 that I learned: you have to remember the other people's shoes. You have to remember the other people who were in that house, who were hearing me outside yelling for anything, and you have to think about those cops, who show up.
They just got a call. They don't know
what's going on. I've disappeared. So first thing I've learned, is I have to remember with all my actions, there are people.
Real world reactions.
And you were one of the witnesses, and you were sucked into it, as part of it. And so lesson number 1 there is, the everything right there. So the system. Again, we only have an hour, so I'm just gonna kind of go over
documentary
stuff.
Time.
Exactly, just to catch everybody up, and in an effort of being honest.
But it all worked
so
out.
The system, I'm in there, and so it turns into this whole thing.
That was crazy,
and it was crazy.
That was nuts.
It was because there was a trip that was planned for Sam to go out to Arizona to go do some work, and it happened right before he was about to leave.
Well, the real issue was it was around a holiday, and so everything shut off.
Oh yeah,
everything shut off,
bro. I can't believe that was. So yeah, it was during a holiday, and so But anyways, so the system in itself was insane.
Well, it's
for
crazy
anybody
out here because I've seen the system in other states, and it's not like it is.
It's crazy. Yeah,
LA's nuts.
And again, I don't. With time, everything, but from what I've seen and what I saw while I was in there was kind of just it was. And again, you have to look at it from the other side, but there comes a line. Like I saw a lady while I was in there at one point. The guy either threw the food at her or when they were asking for the food back, he just pushed it through the hole rather than placing it properly, and it went all over the place. And she was like, "Oh, come on, seriously, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "What? They started a whole thing." And as she went to pick up the plate, she started pouring the food into his shoes. And she was like, "Look what you did! Like you got all the food into your shoes! Like oh no! And started like squeezing the food in there, And I was just like, "Whoa!"
Wait, who was squeezing food into his shoes?
The CO, the
he picked it up.
The lady did. It was a lady. It was a fat
she packed it in the dude's shoes?
She put it in the dude's shoes, and she was like, "Look what you did. You got it into your shoes. Like, you got it."
Damn.
Yeah. And I was like, "No." I was like,
that's almost grade school petty.
I'm telling you, it was nuts. I mean, the level, it's, and the whole system, I'm doing my best because if I get into it and I really get articulate about it, I will take the whole hour up. Like, but the whole thing inside is a system. It's not insane. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I wasn't worried about myself in there. You go in there. They're obviously
if you're respectable enough, you'll get through it.
Nobody's gonna mess with you. And I went through the whole thing. The showers. I went through all that jazz, and
it's really just a big money.
That's all it was. It was just they were hurting all of us 10, 20 at a time, and they were checking us off for all the things and the products we were using, and so I spent 4 days dealing with that, and it was crazy because Sam was on the other side.
Yeah, because what was hard was actually trying to track a person.
Tracking
and the fact that there's hotlines to try to track people because it's so hard to track someone was insane.
Yeah, he was on the other side. Thankfully, at the very beginning, when they say one call where I was at, they weren't joking. You got one call for the day, and if you don't get it through, then you don't get it through.
Memorize numbers, people.
But because I have this platform of like 3 people who watch this, I do want to give a shout out to the random bail bondsman at Aladdin's Bail Bonds who through his own, just because he didn't have to do it. I was on the phone with him, and he was like, okay, well, you know, this is what it's going to be. And I was like, oh, fuck my life. Like, and then I was like, okay, well, he was like, who do you want to call? And I was like, Ghostbusters. I'm just kidding. And I was like, my buddy, I was like, Sam. I was like, Sam. He's like, my emergency contact. He was like, okay, do you know his number? And I was like, no. I was like, no. And I was like, the only other numbers that I know are like my mom and Jay Nasty. And it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. And what
You're
can
not gonna
you
call
do?
your mom.
You needed somebody to show up. And my mom, I was like, I can't. That's if you murder someone. That's why I would call my mom. Yeah. If I like tried to murder someone, I would.
Mom, I don't know what to do.
I was like, but so they were like, okay, well, I don't know what to do. He was like, because someone has to come down there and sign. And I was like, okay. I was like, he works at Tattoo Mania on Sunset Boulevard. I was like, if you just call there and tell any, like a shot in the dark, complete shot in the dark.
They would. I mean, I would have gotten the message
for sure.
Yeah.
And so like, but you know, him on the other end, he was probably like, what the fuck, like, but I was like, just tell them, you know, because here's my major concern, right? Time clock me, not that I'm just the dogs were here, and my concern was that Sam was just gonna be like, okay, well, Bryan, you know, whatever. I break my...
Because I had to go to Arizona, you thought I was gonna take off and leave.
Yeah, like, and because I'm, you know, and I'm still a responsible adult at that point, and he's like, well, Bryan will be home and he'll be able to take care of everything. I'll be fine.
Well, no, because at this point, I don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
It's been almost 2 days, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, a lot of time has passed at that point.
Yeah, so I was like, there's something wrong.
I didn't want to bet on that. Like, I knew, but at the same time,
well, no, because I was getting worried. I had to leave because of my time was coming up. I was like, all right, after work tonight, next morning, if he's not here, I'm gonna have to call missing persons. I was like, literally, like, this is what I'm like,
no. Yeah. And so, but he called the tattoo shop, and the tattoo shop let Sam know. And then the whole thing goes from there. But shout out to random bail bondsman with a heart of gold, because that shit helped out.
I mean, well, no, there was actually a lot of people that there was another bail bondsman that helped me out. Yeah, and there's a few people that helped me out, and then whoever that
Rocco's old lady,
the dude on the hotline was really cool. They called me because I went on the internet, and they called me, and they were like, okay, you know.
Yeah, it was one of those moments where it was really horrible, but at the same time, like, it was karmically, it was, you know, it was good. It was great because it was like a lot of people at the same time.
Dude,
like,
it was like $10 a minute.
That was crazy. That was fucked up.
$10 a minute.
They got us good for that. And so 4 days later, you know, I got out, and then so it's been
that created a Goldberg effect on your life, essentially.
Oh, well, yeah, because the car was parked, and you know, so then it got towed, and it was a holiday weekend.
Yeah,
and then you know,
all those fees.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was like a whole thing, and then it was like.
So you've been nonstop for 2 weeks.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know what I mean? And so, lesson number 2 is don't take for granted your friends and your family, because I was in there and I saw a lot of people who are getting recycled through that motherfucker. Not just homeless people, you know, motherfuckers who have been in there 18-month stints, you know, and then shown just right back up, and they're right back in it, you know, and it's not cool, you know, but you know, they have families who show up and put money in their stuff, like, it's crazy, and I guarantee you they say the same thing, you know what I mean, like, you know, when things like that go down, you know, the real ones will either stay out of necessity or because, you know, they want to. And so lesson number 2 is to do that.
Yeah, the problem a lot with all of that is that when you're put out, like, for example, they let you go, even though there was nothing broken or anything like that, they let you go, and now you are on like a simple probation kind of thing where you fucking get a traffic ticket. They can put you away if they wanted to.
I mean, the whole thing is just crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. The system, you're right now, you have one foot stuck in it, kinda.
They were just shuttling people in and out who were going to be stuck in there.
And so when you have someone who's in the criminal world and gets out, and you say, oh, man, you're 5 years hard probation, and they have no way to get a job, nothing like that, then you start
And they're riding the bike down the wrong lane, and then the cop pulls them
anything,
over.
bro. Anything.
Yeah. But then there's stupid motherfuckers in there too. People who lied to the officers and were like trying to be catty and trying to be funny, and it was crazy to see, because some people go in there and they have balls of steel, and then they end up spending way more time than they need to just to get through a little.
Dude, I
drunk
remember
thing.
when I got arrested in Arizona years ago. I was just trying to be polite when the guy was shackling me, and I was like, "Hey, good morning, man. How's your day going?" And he looked up at me and was like, "Shut the fuck up, turn against the wall." And I was like, "All right, bro."
Yeah, there's no. At that point, you're just kind of. They just move people into the little places that are mini castles, and then from those mini castles, they take them in front of the little kings, and the kings are like, "All right, homie, this is what's down." You know what I mean? And that's it. And that's all it was. And so finally, lesson number 3. Just pinpoint your problem. I've been dealing with a lot of other things on my side that kind of cultivate into one, I guess, like point. And so
the straw
exactly
broke,
and so I acknowledge it, but I don't do anything with it. And so lesson number 3 is to commit, sort of execute 100%, like we've always said, and just kind of deal with it, because you can deal with everything else, but
it's if you don't deal with it, it's something that's going to keep reoccurring.
Right.
So
and if you don't deal with it, then
I mean, I've gone through enough therapy. Everybody, thank you. I've gone through enough therapy that if you do not obviously the pinpointing thing is like the first step. It's acknowledging the actual problem.
Well, I guess pinpointing it pinpointing was a bad word. Like attacking. I don't like to. I guess not attacking, but like just like executing it. Getting it done. Like go commit. Like I said, I know what my problem is. I just refuse to execute on it. So like,
which problem is that?
All of my problems.
Well, no. Like what do you think is the main problem that you are not deciding to execute? Because if you don't essentially deal with it, it's going to be a problem all life.
Right. I mean, well, I guess it's all more of like a point of that, of like one general sort of thing, which is like the because it's just like a lot of things. Mainly I guess the first thing is drinking. Drinking's probably got to be one of the tougher things, just because.
Well, there's that. Yes, drinking is almost a symptom.
That's a catalyst, B.
Well, it causes problems.
That's what I mean.
The wanting to drink, there's a problem that makes you want to disappear,
or you just like drinking.
Well, drinking's fun, but people have fun drinking. They don't end up getting arrested.
Right, that's what I mean. Like,
that's what I mean, because, like, I mean, I've known you for a while now.
Right.
And when you drink, it's like autopilot goes on. Something happens. Like, all of a sudden, demons.
That's the Hawaiian Bryan stuff.
Right. And so
But that's like excessive drinking.
Even when you drink, man, you're a little lippy and weird. You're kind of a dick.
I mean, everybody's a dick when they drink.
I guess, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like you're not behind the wheel. Even a few beers in, there's like a blank stare. I say something, and then you have auto responses.
That's very well true.
You do auto response. You're like, I don't know, my friend. You always have like a one-liner quip,
ready to go. That's
like that.
That's old. That's
ready to go.
Bryan stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's a slippery slope,
Well, exactly. But what I'm saying is, it's like, like you can have beers and have a good time, but if I've known from any time I've dealt with anything and I'm drinking, that just accentuates the actual problem that I'm quelling. So you're walking around quelling a problem, and when you drink, it takes the barrier off and that
lets
shit
it
comes
all
out. So what I'm saying is, you need to pinpoint the actual problem behind that barrier. What is that you are?
What if it's like a billion problems, though?
It stems from a few. I bet you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but there can't be just like.
But everything's a symptom from something.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's a symptom from something. So like I've had issues in my past, and it came down to a lot of regret. My parents dying, and,
right,
and the state I was in when they died. That that would be the last memory. you know, was like, oh shit, I was in a bad spot, and that's all they know.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever that eternity is. So I lived with a lot of regret, and I dealt with it in the worst ways possible. But it wasn't until one day I pinpointed it all, and then I digested it, worked on it, talked about it. Eventually, it got to the point where I had to let it go, because that was, you know, you just let it go. And then you forgive yourself, you forgive them, whatever. But I had to pinpoint my issue of what was, you know, what was eating me, and what were the symptoms of that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone has demons, everyone has issues.
Well, I'm curious about that though, because like even before they died though, weren't like you a bit mischievous?
Well, and again, and that came down to me moving around my whole life. I had a lot of anger against my parents, divorce, and stuff like that. So I had anger towards them too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and so that's also where I had to let go and forgive, and like, they were human at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
now that you're like 52.
well, no, at this point, I'm old enough to where I was older than my mom at one point in her life with having me. So the shit that I was upset about when I was like 7 years old, or like that I resented them for, I can look at it now and be like, no shit, I'm older than my mom right now than when she made those decisions. So I can put a humanity to that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, well, essentially what I'm saying is everyone has issues. I happen to go through enough therapy where and been okay with myself to delve in all of that, because when you hit rock bottom a few times in life, you tend to learn how to bounce back up, I guess. And then I figured out, like, yeah, there's a lot of shit that you can't deal. You know, I can't go talk to my parents anymore about that.
Right.
So it's all about, well, you know, just doing better in life now. You know.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, especially at that point, you know what I mean? It's kind of
right.
Yeah, it's either do or die at that point.
But, you know, and then I have regret of, well, I should have done this before. I should have done that before. I wish I would have done this. But instead of having that regret, use that as fuel, as I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, skip that whole crazy phase, you know, that you had, and just kind of get...
I wish I did. But now I'm at least smarter enough to know that if I'm doing something stupid, I'm going, why am I doing this? And it's like, I'm upset over this. And this is starting to eat at me. And I break out, and I have like bad habits. Like, I'll start drinking, you know, I'll start having more drinks every night. And then I'm like, what is bugging me? And then I'll figure out what's bugging me. And, you know, like, honestly, right now it's my hours at work and things like that. And I feel I should be further. And
these last 2 weeks are crazy.
Well, these last 2 weeks actually had me sober up.
Yeah.
If anything, I was like, oh, cool, I need to be back on track. You know. So if anything, I use that for to slow down drinking. I mean, I still had a drink. I had a beer yesterday at dinner and stuff like. I mean, that I don't care, but
like going out purposely and having more than one or two drinks.
Or I don't go out to drink. I just buy a bottle and I fucking write or something, and I just down a whole bottle. And unfortunately, I have a high tolerance. Like, my whole family's like that, just super high tolerance motherfuckers. So I'm an expensive drunk. But no, it's just people definitely need to figure out if they're doing something, if they have these horrible tendencies of destroying things in their life. They just got to figure out what's the issue. Why are you acting like this? And then it comes down to discipline too, and then making a conscious effort and taking the correct steps and consciously changing your thought patterns and being like, oh, don't be this way. You know, I go through bouts of depression, and I have to fucking literally talk myself out of bed. Like, you got this, man. Like, it's all right. You know, and it's just like every couple months I go through like a few weeks of like fucking dark, but if I dwell in it, then it's months. But if I have to work my way out of that, it's conscious. So I know I have issues, and I'm still working through all.
Who
of
doesn't?
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, you know, I feel you, and that's I guess it is pinpoint. You know what I mean?
Well, because, you know, we're all infants. Just we've kept growing,
and you just got to keep digging deeper. You know? And
well, there's some people, I've heard of a lot of people that are like, leave the past in the past to keep moving forward, and I get that, because that's the ultimate thing is leaving it. But if you can't leave it, if there's something eating at you, you have to go kind of dig that.
Got to pull it out.
Yeah, that ache, whatever it is, out.
Well, yeah, that's
that was our week.
So it's crazy. Yep. And then so that's what happened, or is just half of a quarter of what happened, you know, and the rest of it'll be in in my memoirs.
And yeah,
But it's been a ride and a half, and now we're back on track. We're moving.
yeah,
moving
we are
forward.
back on track. We're back in the fucking filming,
Back in the
editing,
groove,
and push forward.
yeah. I need new glasses though. I'm kind
That
of
does suck.
about that.
You lost your glasses.
And my glasses. But that's pretty much it. So let's hop into
Current events.
or
what's the
that
theme?
or rant corner?
Did we? I think that was a pretty good rant corner. Like
see,
it's
let me check my
good, bad,
notes.
and incisive.
Yeah, I don't know if I have much to rant about for the week. There isn't really much.
No.
Let me see. No, what am I saying?
Again, I think we did our ranting.
All right.
So
Well, that ends that segment.
well, so if we had a theme for the whole podcast, it would be just keep on trucking.
Yeah, I like that.
Just keep on trucking.
I like that. All right, and that's the weekly update. Play us with some jams.
Oh, okay. I was just looking at some news. My bad. Here we go.
All right. Sick. Rant corner, not really. I don't have anything.
No, we passed that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know, but we have to follow that. We have to follow the movements. All right. So now it's world news.
Yes, sir.
So picture this. Figure
Yeah.
this out. There's a rumor that Matt and Trey from South Park are Scientologists and have been Scientologists the whole time. And that the whole thing is like a red flag. Either they are or someone along the chain of command.
Who? Where'd you hear this?
It's 8chan. And then I heard it on Fear Instinct or Fear something like that.
Someone could just make that up.
Well, anything can be made up. I'm just telling you, this is
the new theory.
I'm gonna start looking.
New thing you're jumping on?
I'm gonna start looking into it. But the theory is that someone along the chain of command, or Matt and Trey themselves, are a Scientologist, and that the whole thing has been just set up as a ruse to sort of be able to sort of mock and move the message, and
So they're making fun of Tom Cruise and all those guys, and
all with the permission of the church. You know what I mean?
Man, no one can say a word against them. You're gonna think they're gonna shit on themselves that hard.
Doesn't that make sense though? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, you're a huge organization. Why wouldn't you be the first one at your own mud raking? Why wouldn't you be the one who'd control the shit?
I would believe more that they contacted them and said, "Here's a ton of money. Shit on us all you want. This is great publicity."
No. I mean, they came. What was the first one? Was it Orgasmo or was it basketball?
Orgasmo. It was Orgasmo.
It was Orgasmo, right?
Yeah,
then,
Orgasmo was way before basketball, because
right.
then they did Orgasmo, and I think they started South Park, and then basketball kind of jumped in.
Is that how that went down?
I'm not exactly sure, but I remember being, fuck man, I remember watching Orgasmo the first time and cracking the fuck up. That shit was funny. So, I mean, you would have to find some evidence that they were Scientologists in Orgasmo time.
Well, I think it's before, or pardon me, after Orgasmo. Like, they got onto the radar at that point.
And then before South Park, they were. So we have to find some sort of evidence that they were at a rally or
at one point or another. They
sacrifice. I don't know.
They contacted
a human baby sacrifice from the Sea Org.
They contacted the Scientologists after Orgasmo. They were like, "Hey, help us out. We'll do whatever you want. And then they're like,
see it, man.
Doesn't that make sense though?
No.
How does it not make sense?
Just because I've been such a fan of theirs for so long, and just knowing their actions, I just don't see it.
It is Parker. See, it's their second film.
I just don't see them doing that.
It's their second film following '93 Cannibal the Musical. So what that means is Cannibal the Musical is the first one. All right, starring Trey Parker, and this is while they were at the University of Boulder.
Okay.
All right. Before reaching fame with South Park alongside his friend Matt Stone, who's also a star and produces the film. Okay?
You put that shit on TV so I
can
see it.
All right. That's fine, too. All right, and then, so that's their first thing. And that happened, where is it, 93. All right. I've never seen this jank. So.
No, I didn't even know they had this movie.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a little...
So, wait, go back up at the cover. Let me see the cover again. That's so weird. Come on, wait, that's the zoom in? There we go. Cannibal the Musical? How old were they?
They were in college, so around...
Fucking ridiculous. I love it.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so after that happens, they probably, no, I'm telling you, it happens after Orgasmo. It's because they come out to L.A. after this. And once they come out here to L.A., they meet up with the Scientologists. And then the Scientologists are like, all right, homie, we'll help you all out. Mm-hmm. You know, give them more Orgasmo. Orgasmo turns into South Park. South Park turns into basketball. Basketball turns into South Park.
Yeah, when did basketball come out? Can you... We look that up.
All right. I got you.
Yeah, so I mean,
right,
fuck, man, basketball was so good. If you guys haven't seen basketball, fucking watch it. That one's so good. Jenny McCarthy. That was Jenny McCarthy in it, right? Who was
which
always
one?
in basketball when she's always cleaning and like trying to have sex with the owner of the team, and he just doesn't see it. And he just keeps making her clean stuff.
The Spirit of Christmas and Orgasmo, and then South Park, and then...
Yeah.
That's weird. Where is it?
What?
Basketball. But anyways, so that's my latest news from the world.
Looking to see if any of the things that help produce any of their shit is from Scientology. That's where you'd see where's the money coming from.
Exactly. That's where exactly. That'll lead us. You know. What else is going on?
Just fucking Trump.
Yeah.
I saw a thing today. All right. Not to get political, but this is funny. I saw it was what was on the news this date. You know, like when Obama was in office, like 10 years ago, some shit like that. Yeah. And it was Republicans were fucking grilling Obama for not wearing a blazer in the Oval Office.
Really?
Yeah. And that was like news number one was him like, we just don't think like he should be wearing a tie in the Oval Office and he should have a blazer. Because, you know, he had his thing he had his cuffs up and he's on the phone, you know, making phone calls and shit like that.
I'm the president.
My people, I do not need a blazer to conduct presidential things.
Mr. President, you know you're supposed to be wearing a blazer.
Fuck off. Dude, like, Trump's kind of saying fuck off, but he's not doing a good job in the meantime. Like,
98.
If he was doing a great job, I would have been like, fuck yeah, man. Like, tell the news media. But he's just making a mockery of the whole thing at this point.
He's just being a goofball.
He's being a basketball.
A basketball. Came out in 98. Directed by David Zucker.
That came out after South Park then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Huh. That's crazy. But, I guess because it wasn't written by them.
Oh.
That's why I didn't show up.
Who was it written by a Scientologist?
Now we're getting somewhere, dog. Let's see.
David Zucker.
David Zucker, man. Oh shit! He's the creator of Naked Gun.
Jewish family. Oh really?
Yeah.
That was a good movie. I knew there was something about that movie that was like perfect.
Interesting. Yeah, but anyways, so that was my newest theory. Hit me with my conspiracy. Fuck you.
Oh shit.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you. Fuck you. All right. Let's see what else. Anything else happening in history? I haven't really kept up with the news. You know, I know that the women dressed up in all white to fight the night of the address.
Oh, yeah, because I saw memes about, oh, look, last time Democrats were all white, it was a KKK. I don't know, some fucking bullshit. I'm over it. I'm not watching any of it. Fuck the State of the Union. Fuck everybody.
Fuck them, man.
I am just doing me.
Hey, real talk,
doing
though.
me.
I
Trying to get cash.
Yeah, trying to get that money.
Trying to fucking replenish these pockets.
Yeah.
Send me money.
Yeah, I noticed you're writing again, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm fucking... Well, because I had all these ideas.
Ready, you know?
I had all these ideas, but I need to do one of those scripts that's like, I was starting to look over SVU, Law and Order SVU scripts.
There you go.
And I was thinking of...
You love that shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking of just making my own. Except, I mean, I could do courtroom jargon, but I could just make up something.
Just do it the exact same way that you've seen an episode.
Problem is, I don't want to get picked up to write for anything like that.
Well, you gotta...
Like... I don't know.
You gotta do something. Maybe you gotta have something under the belt.
Maybe do X-Files.
That's cool. If they still pumping that shit out, maybe try to do Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone's in again. But anyone who wants to be a writer would write Twilight Zone.
Well, that's this. Everybody runs the Boston Marathon. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, it'd be one dude.
Do The Wire.
They don't even do The Wire anymore.
No, but does it have to be?
You write a script so good that they restart The Wire. They're like, oh my god, this man. What is he?
Every thug is gay.
Doing?
Every thug is transgender now. Like, yes.
They call everybody back up. Hey, Omar.
Everyone's playing themselves
again. Dick cut off on screen.
Just changing genders.
Yeah. Old Bill Cosby moved into the general unit at Pennsylvania.
The general unit?
GU. That's gangster. I'd hang out with if I were in there.
Everyone's probably real nice with him.
Hell yeah, dude. He's Bill Cosby, bro.
No one's gonna fucking fuck
Bill
with him.
Cosby.
He's probably nervous and he's probably walking around being like.
Did the court find him guilty?
Fuck yeah, they did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then he. Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Motherfucker is one of the biggest serial rapists
and welcome
in
back.
History.
Today we'll be joining Barack Obama interviewing Bill Cosby about his new move to the general unit.
Well, hello, Bill. How you doing?
Why, hello. Oh, hold on. Theo. Okay. Okay, I got it. Oh, Theo, Barack Obama, it's a pleasure to meet you as I am a famous rapist comedian.
I see they're feeding you pudding.
Yes, you see, the people in here are nice to me. I teach them things to do, and they give me Jello pudding.
Are you looking at me, or is your eye off to the side?
I'm looking... Theo, I'm looking at you. Don't you know the children know, Theo?
Oh, I think this guy needs to be in the medical ward. Hello? Is anyone in there? Oh, we lost Bill again. We've lost Bill.
And then me and the other children, we would look at each other and we would look at each other and make this face. Everything I do is just a
Bill
fucking
Cosby.
callback.
You gotta shank. Don't shank me.
Okay.
Don't shank me.
You better stay back, Mr. President. It's me, Bill Cosby, with
I'm
the
not
shank.
taking your pudding.
I'm going to cut you.
No. Secret Service, tackle him.
Bill Cosby is the Punisher. Oh, gee, I don't even know what I'm doing there at that point. I don't know what's going on at that point. But good luck to you.
Punisher.
Good luck, yeah. Theo, it's me, Bill. I'm the Punisher. Let's see. There's a zoo that'll name a cockroach after your ex, then feed it to the meerkat on Valentine's Day.
That's
weird, right? Okay, so when I was younger, when I was 15, I think I was 15. So that was like 5 years ago.
I was like, wait.
Hollywood.
I was like, wait, my math is really off right now.
That would have been a boo moment. But
well, I was doing math.
No, I was actually like 12.
I was like,
you were having a Rain Man moment. You were, and so there was this girl that really liked me, and I wasn't about her, and she had a picture of me from the yearbook, and she had burned the eyes out with cigarettes and had it in her locker. And the day after,
because she liked you, and then you didn't reciprocate it.
Yeah, the day after, she had left me a poem.
And you're like, I don't know what to do with a poem.
And I was like, because I was a little, you're whatever, dog. At the time, sex ain't cool. You know what I mean? Who wants to have sex at 13? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I probably would have, at 13, thinking about it, I would have been like, well, show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
I feel you, but she wasn't.
What is that?
I didn't want to see.
Where do we put these?
I didn't want to see hers. You know what I mean? And so,
I don't know. If you're 13,
but yeah, she burned
it's
my
not
eyes
weird.
out, dog.
Huh?
She burned my eyes out in the picture, dog.
Is that where it all stems from?
Ooh, I just remember that when we were talking about the little cockroach thing.
You're having nightmares of you with eyes that are burned out. Ah!
Yeah, that's crazy. That's horrible. No, that's not anything that has to do with anything. Man, those measles. Let me tell you about the measles, huh? Let me tell you about the measles.
1 in 5 people have the measles back in the
My
day.
father came here from Sicily. He used to tell me when they was on the boats and they was coming into the harbor, they used to take all the gamooks and they used to take all the fucking cakes and they used to take all the niggers and they used to put them. They used to take them into bunches. And they used to put them over to the side, And then, even when they had all of them people all grouped up to the side, that's when they would take out those dirty measles motherfuckers. They bring those. Listen, Jay. Listen. Listen to me, you dirty cocksuckers. Listen. And then my father. What my father used to tell me, if I didn't behave, every time I was at school, I used to pull on little Sally Ann's pigtails.
They put you on an island? They put you on an island? You call it the island, Dr. Moreau?
Hey, where I'm from,
Mr. Moreau?
we call that the island, We don't call that Brooklyn. That's just the island. That's what...
They call it the island of Dr. Moreau.
You don't get real specific about it. You talk about where you get the best babushka out there, you know what I mean? And that's how I know. That's how I know where you're from, huh? That's how I know you're not. That's how I know you're not from Brooklyn. I know you're from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, my old man, right? My old man right? He used to tell me right after I got sent home. He used to say, "Boy, one of these days, if you don't start behaving, I'm gonna leave you outside. And I'm gonna leave you outside for all the chinks. And I'm gonna leave you outside for all the wetbacks. And I'm gonna have and I was like, oh, and at that time, you know what I mean? It's the 60s. You're just a young guy. You just all you wanna do is paint. All I ever wanted to do was paint, And I used to tell my father
made
that.
me a gangster.
But my father
My father
ever wanted me to do was be a gangster.
And all I wanted to do was paint.
And all I ever wanted to do. Now I'm still on. All I ever wanted to do was just oh man, it's good to know that our improv skills have not improved at all from our hiatus. At all. We should take more improv classes. There's just no time, Jim Dunlap, guitar pick icon, dies. What do you know about that? You're a bit of a guitarist.
What do you do? Who?
He's a guy who made picks.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, that sucks.
It is a bummer.
No, well, good thing you made picks because I like using them sometimes.
Yeah, every now and then. Obviously, the Super Bowl happened. Most boring Super Bowl of all time.
That was kind of boring.
Kind of boring, man. It was a great defensive game, but overall, it was just.
I just didn't even really watch. I walked by while you had it on TV, so every time I walk by, I just kind of look at it, be like, "What's the score?" And you're like 0-0, 0-0, 3-3, 3-3, 3-3.
It was a good game. Like if you were just, I had it in the background. Yeah, I mean, I was editing and doing stuff at the same time, like in. It was a Super Bowl. It's whatever. Brady won whatever, how many rings, you know what I'm saying? Like
he's got.
Hey, okay, that's a good question.
He's like Thanos.
He kisses his kids on the mouth still. His kids are like 13 or 14. I stopped kissing my old man on the mouth when I was like 10. After 10, I knew it was weird. Hey, yeah, see, when I was younger, I used to kiss my old man on the mouth.
As long as it's not weird and it's consensual and he's not forcing it and it's just a normal thing, I think then
like if they were 14?
His problem.
Yeah, I guess it's him and the kids.
It's his problem. If there's some weird shit going on other than that, then yeah. But no, I believe that's his prerogative as a parent. He probably loves his kids, and his kids love him. And honestly, if I was his kid, I'd kiss him on the lips too. I'd be like, fucking thank you for this house, Dad.
Hey.
I am the most popular kid in school right now.
Facts.
I have everything I could possibly need.
Big facts.
So.
Funny story from funny story from the prison cells of the Twin Towers. Okay. All right. So as I was leaving, they were giving us all our belongings and shit back, and they specifically.
Are you going to incriminate yourself?
Myself. Oh, okay.
Are you going to incriminate yourself?
Good call. So
as
this
your lawyer,
is called.
As your lawyer here.
This is yeah. you gotta speak like my lawyer. No, like.
I do not recall.
I plead the fifth. Okay.
I always remember growing up and seeing a bunch of politicians that should have been in tons of trouble get in front of Congress and keep going. I do not recall.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
I do not recall. And you're like, really? Really?
Yeah.
You don't remember this huge fucking millions of dollars that you create or whatever the fuck?
Yeah,
It's not Rant Corner. But anyway, so you were saying, I'm sorry.
You can always Rant Corner. Anyway, so this is a completely made up story.
Now, if a person...
Yeah. This
about
is
this
a
in the third
completely
person.
fictional, non-existent story from the Twin Towers.
Well, here, this is just background music.
Oh, okay. So before I left, they had us switching out of all of our belongings, and they give you the suit and they give you everything when you get in there. They give you underwear, socks, they give you shoes, they give you the whole setup, an undershirt, all that. And so, as I'm getting all of my stuff together and I'm putting it all away, as I'm putting everything away,
distracting you?
the CO is like, he's like, hey, make sure that you take everything off and leave it because it's property. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, homie.
So you
shit,
so is this person?
So this guy is fuck. Okay, so as the guy is okay, all right.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Let me get this. So you saw a person in there.
Not me.
Yeah,
I saw a guy.
You saw a guy.
I know a guy. Okay.
So you saw this person, and you guys had the shirt.
Yeah, I seen the guy. He had all this stuff on, right?
Okay.
And the CO told him. He was like, "Hey, take everything off because this is the property of the state."
Right.
And the guy was like, "Oh yeah."
Okay, yeah.
And me,
and then, so
looking away from him, I don't know him.
I'll take all this off.
Exactly. I'm not a guy, but just telling from his face, what I'm saying? Like he heard it, and like he did what he was supposed to do. He took everything off. But, and
then
he did
you're carrying some of your belongings in the bag then.
Right. They put everything in the bag, right? And so he's sitting there, and then he's like, oh, you know what? And I'm watching him, right? Because he's by himself over there in the thing. And finally, they let him go. And I see him go there, and as he's walking by, I see on his feet that he still has the prison Crocs, like
right.
the prison or the jail Crocs, the jail thing.
Right. The Twin Tower
like,
Crocs.
Oh snap! Because that's still the property of the people.
Right.
And so then I go through my thing and I do what I'm supposed to do. And I take everything off the way that the law requires me to in order for me to leave that space. So I take everything off and I put it away. And so I follow this dude and I'm right behind him. He's a chill guy.
Yeah.
He looks cool. You know what I mean? Like, I hang out with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
anyway.
He seems like a cool guy. And so that guy, right? And so we go through and they're checking. He makes it all the way through security and he gets his fingerprints checked and everything as they're checking everybody else because that shit is Fort Knox. They want to make sure everybody's in and out that bitch, right? And so he goes in and he goes into the last chamber and then I go in and I'm right behind him. And so we're sitting there in line. Look, this is, and I'm right behind him and I look at this really attractive guy and he's like, hey, like, what I'm saying, like, we're all talking.
Wait. So you were attracted to this man?
Oh, he's handsome, dog. Okay. He's a handsome guy. He had long flowing hair and shit. Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Did he have a purple shirt?
Dog. Hey, but anyways, prison changed me. Jail. Oh, I'm going to hit on your joke, too. He had a great joke during this whole bullshit 2 weeks ago. But anyways, and so this guy's sitting there, we're all talking. All of a sudden, this hobo in front of him looks over and looks down at him and looks at his feet, and he sees the Crocs. And he goes, "Holy shit, dude, what are you doing?" And like the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Yo, you're not supposed to take those." And he looks down and he's like, "Oh, fuck."
He still got the Crocs on.
He still had his Crocs on and he didn't know. And so the guy was like, "Yeah, man, they'll throw you right back in here if they see that you got those on, man, because you're stealing from the state." And I see in this dude's eyes, you know what I'm saying? He's
Panic.
like, "Oh," like he just gone
falling
through.
down
You
a
could
hole
tell,
again.
yeah,
It's like he's being sucked back into that jail.
Ooh, yeah, and he was like, "Oh no, oh no." And so they were like, he was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "They're, you know, the old hobo." And so he was like, "Oh man," and so he's switching out of the shoes, and he's like, "I don't know." And there's a trash can right over there, and I can see him. He's like, "Yo, I should throw these away." And then the old hobo guy's like, he's like, "You already got them out. You may as well just fucking go through with them." And I'm like, looking at them both, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, like this is insane." And so the guy's like, and like you can see that he's panicking, and so he takes those things and he puts them inside of the bag, and he bundles his underwear and everything else all around it and shit, and he makes it through the checkout, and like you can tell, right? My guy is over there like trying to hide, like he's on the cameras, like leaning over right and everything. He's dropping shit at the right time when guards are coming by. It's just something out of Ocean's 12, dog. Where he's like, "Oh." Yeah, and then as he comes through, finally we're out there at the very, very end, and he bends down, and I'm looking at him, and he's trying to lace up his shoes and shit, and then they have the doors wide open, and then he walks right out. And
so these Twin Tower shoes are so rare, like apparently.
Right. So here's the best part about it, right? So these, you know, the outfits and stuff like that, if you manage to get them out, like long-time guys, like guys who do like 8 months and up, you know, they'll take them and stuff them in all their bags and stuff, you know, that are covered by paper, and they'll, you know, sell them on eBay and stuff because gangsters and shit like to buy them for money, you know.
Yeah. So how much did a pair of shoes go?
A pair of those shoes before have gone on eBay for like $1,000, like, and
Whoa.
so right, and so, but here's the punchline, right? Because I know the guy, you know, who's in there, you know what I'm saying? He's my homie. And turns out there are two different sized shoes. One's a 9 and one's a 10.
Oh, man. I thought you said they were 11.
I thought he thought they were too. And yeah, dude. Oh, man. I forgot to tell you about that
it'd be kind of funny to frame it and then, like, put it. If he did.
Yeah, but
can you make money off of one?
Maybe. Yeah. I'll figure it out. But I mean, he'll figure it out. But that's the story about a guy that I know that I met at the Twin Towers who walked out with the shoes on bags.
Oh, right. Not you at all.
But anyways, yeah. And so real quick, before I forget that, so I finally get Sam on the phone.
Oh, the first time that I got a hold, the first time after how many days of not talking?
It was like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, I think. And I finally get a hold of him on the phone, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, "Hey, you know, we're just like, you know, checking in and just, you know, making sure everybody's okay."
Well, it was a little more like, "Oh my God, I got a hold of you."
Yeah, that was crazy. It was all dramatic and shit. I was like, "Oh fuck." I was all like bent over and shit. I was like, we're there, and we're organizing things, and we're just getting everything ready, and we're just trying to make sure that everything's, you know, as close as we can get to reasonable. And right at the end of this, like, really dramatic and like tender and like,
"All right, man, I got you."
Moment, you know, they're like chilling on the phone.
All right. Don't worry.
Like, "Okay, man, well, I gotta go." Like, they're telling me I gotta get off the phone. He's like, "Okay," and it's quiet, and he goes, "Just don't drop the soap, man." And I was like. And I was like, yeah.
I had to leave it with something.
I was like, when you really go for it, you go for it, dog. Like, that shit was fire. I mean, like, I don't know if I would have had the balls to do that. Like,
I do say I've gotten myself in trouble with some friends over some really bad times when we're all on the phone.
Yeah.
And I say the worst thing possible.
No, that was, I mean, it was good.
On all of our minds. And it was there, and I was just like, just don't drop the soap.
I needed that little bit. You know what I mean?
I thought it was pretty hilarious.
But it was good. It was good stuff. But I mean, that's where we're kind of all over the place right now.
Well, we were talking about we were talking about
measles, right?
Current events.
Yeah, and there's
measles.
a huge measles
How did the
outbreak.
measles?
Would you vaccinate your kids?
Fuck yes.
Why, man?
Because I don't want them to have polio. I don't want polio to come back and get other kids. I would rather deal with the chance of 1 in 3 million kids getting fucking fucked up from the vaccine, or 1 in 450,000 than 1 in 5 kid getting polio, or 1 in 4 kid getting measles, the way it used to be.
Yeah. So
the vaccinations need to happen. It's an unfortunate event if any kid turns autistic or some shit from it, and it is what it is. The science will only get better the more we use it.
How about those tests where they tell you if your baby's got like Down syndrome and stuff before they're born?
I mean, I stand in people don't want to hear this. I stand as survival of the fittest, 300 style. You can't make it.
If that baby can't fight the needle.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you need to make all right, I'm gonna get into eugenics and everything.
Hey, I don't want to
get into that.
Get into whatever you want to get into.
No,
I'm just asking.
I'm a little bit more of a. If I had control of the world, it would be a little more.
Be cleaner, dog.
It would just be a little more streamlined.
Because then you'd be seeing all those like Down syndrome kids talking in front of Congress and stuff. You know what I mean? And they're like,
No. I'm not saying do anything to Down syndrome people. I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought you were talking about rounding them all up.
No, what are you, crazy?
The way my father used to tell me about the measles.
No, not at all. Nothing like that.
Talking about rounding all the slowies up and all of the.
I'm just saying,
all the
if I had a choice, let's say if I had a choice of controlling a human ant farm, and I wanted the best human ant farm ever, I would control all aspects of breeding.
And if there was one ant that was just going in a circle and not doing anything,
just hopefully we could find something for it to do.
Oh, ain't that? Well, that's sweet.
Give them meaningless tasks.
That's sweet. Is there anything that we can find, like for one ant that just goes in a circle?
Well, I guess we'll put them on the beach and they can just pick up trash in circles.
Build him a tiny little carousel that he can just push, like just to power.
I'm talking about human ant farm, like they're humans.
Oh, okay. I thought about little ants.
No, I'm talking about like.
I was using the ants, that little ant, as a slow person.
Oh, okay, yeah. And again, like it would get to the point where they're not. You're not breeding anymore.
Yeah, you have to, but you would have to stop. You know what I mean? That would take
eventually stop.
500 years for us to clear all those.
It would
out.
take it would take a little less than that. It would still pop up every once in a while. But again, if you be scientific about it, if you want to be an alien about it, we can totally fucking
be you can do it.
pure like. I'm not saying pure in any racial. Yeah. I'm saying pure like genetically. No cancerous tumor and no issues that will pop up later. Your genetic code is perfect, whatever race or whatever gender.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like the way your
I was
future
listening to Joe Rogan
world
recently, and they had that
sounds.
motherfucker on that is a scientist for reduced aging.
And the Juden? What would you do with the Juden, Samuel?
All the children, gather them into the bathtub.
All of the children come, line up.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a skit about a gay Jew or a gay Nazi, but I don't know how you can make that.
I've seen that though.
Right? I don't know. It kind of sounds familiar.
Well, there was a Key and Peele episode, remember? And what's his face, homeboy from not Community, where the dude's playing dead on the ground, and then the one German comes in and he's like, "I have a story about Hitler." And then he's kind of, it's a little flamboyant Nazi-ish.
Yeah?
It's good.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But no, I was thinking maybe like
anyway, enough about eugenics and what I would do if I was all
He
emperor.
would be like, hello everybody, it's me, Hans.
Robert De Niro had a meltdown outside of a Manhattan courthouse after a day of divorce proceedings. I mean, if he would have a meltdown at any point, a day of divorce proceedings would be the place to have it.
Yeah? Hey, can you milk me? Can you milk me, Greg?
What's a meltdown, though? This is what I want to know.
I have nipples.
By Fox News, and he doesn't like Trump, so they have an agenda up front.
Trump is a stupid idiot. That's what he said. You know me. I'm just like whatever, dog. You know what I mean?
Hey, you have a platform. I guess say whatever the fuck you want to say. If it's not.
Hey, I mean, hey, you know me, dog. You know?
If I was super famous, if I believed in something, I would use my fucking platform to say.
You do have something. You have this platform.
The fucking 3 people who just heard me talk about eugenics that I probably lost 2 of them on.
Hey, you know. Is that probably more than just one person out there?
All of a sudden, we have a lot of German
All of a sudden, there
subscribers.
is a very large German audience.
All of a sudden, it became Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Oh shit! Speaking of, dog,
What?
I heard a rumor.
A rumor?
Oh, now what am I doing? Hold on. let me see what okay. Wow.
All right, just tell me the rumor. There's gonna be a lot of wow.
You're right. I'm sorry. I have a notoriously bad Christopher Walken. Okay. All right. So, not a rumor. This is like a legitimate thing that apparently happened. So, you remember that broad Natalie Wood, lady who she drowned and everybody thought her husband did it. Natalie Wood. Do a little bit of research, huh?
Wood.
Huh? You know a little bit of Natalie Wood, a little bit of Natalie Plastic.
Was an American actress born Wood began her career.
There you go.
That died. That's the Natalie Wood, an actress.
That's the Natalie Wood.
Okay.
All right. So Natalie Wood, right? She's married to this guy, right? That she's married twice before.
Yeah, she was pretty.
Hey, she was a pretty girl, And so her and this guy, what's the name of the dude, the gamoof who married her twice the day she died?
I don't know. I'm looking at.
All right. So anyway, this goof, this loser, he goes out to sea with her. All right, and another person, the captain, right, of the
Wagner.
boat. Okay, Wagner. There you go, Robert Wagner. Married her
Bobby
twice.
Wagner.
Married the broad twice, right? Goes out to sea, right? He goes out with her, the captain, and who else but other than America's sweetheart, Christopher Walken, huh? Fresh off an academy.
Christopher Walken?
Christopher Walken, just the four of them out to sea, huh? And they go out there together, and only 3 of them come back.
Four of them go and 3 of them come back.
Hey, that's the story. That's the legend that I heard.
And does Christopher Walken say anything about that?
So this is where it gets a little interesting, right? So my father, right? My pa, huh? So my dad used to tell me, huh? When his grandfather came from Sicily, they used to take all the wetbacks. They used to take all the... I just want to keep telling that story over and over again. So I didn't check about the Christopher Walken thing, but from my
was this all made up?
No, oh my God, no, this is real. So from my understanding, right? The first time Natalie Woods divorced him, it was because she walked in on him and another man, and they were kashtupping. That's the first time she divorced him.
Christopher Walken was a little effeminate when he was younger.
Allegedly, it could be that she walked in on Christopher Walken, the walker, and saw Robert Wagner kashtupping, and she said, "That's it. That's enough. I had enough of you. You're fucking queer." And Robert Wagner had enough, and he said, you can sleep with the fishes. And that's what happened. That's what I heard.
Walken was one of 3 people on Wood and Wagner's boat, the Splendor, when she was found dead floating in the water off California's Catalina Island on November 29th, 1981. The third person was Dennis Dovern, the boat's captain.
Very true.
While Wagner wrote about the tragedy in 2009 memoir, Pieces of My Heart, A Life and Endeavor, has given interviews to TMZ. He gave Walken, the magazine noted that Walken snapped his response and that his eyes were icy.
Wow!
But his eyes are icy.
How could you expect me to answer such a question after the death of my friend?
You go so greased with it.
Do I?
Yeah.
Like Travolta in Grease?
Yeah, you're Travolta.
Like Travolta in Grease? Well, Travolta in Grease, don't you? Like Danny Zuko?
However,
all right,
Walken opened up more in 1997 interview with Playboy.
Okay.
He does that. He does that. Well, I mean, he doesn't say but he goes like, it's
that's
like,
my baseline.
Like if I'm Walken had accompanied Wood, had his co-star in 1983.
Are you telling me?
Anyway,
I was on the fishing boat.
What happened the night only she knows. But I want to hear what Walken said about it. The people were convinced
see what I
that
heard.
there was something more to it. The canine investigation will never be satisfied with the truth because the truth is there's nothing more to what Watkins said. It was an accident.
Oh, what a way for someone to try and get away with that. You know,
Well,
I used to
guess
say,
it's true. If nothing happened,
told
and
my
people keep harassing the shit out of you.
I told my
you're just
first
like,
wife the same thing.
Hey.
She just fell on it, is
This
what I told her.
watch.
I just told her she walked
this
in, she
watch.
fell on it.
Your dad
That's a good one.
stuck it up his ass.
That's you had a little bit
a little bit at the end.
There's
I should work on it though. I mean, but everyone does walk in.
You got to work on it though.
Everyone just walk in.
That's why I'm trying to work on just my.
It's gonna be huge.
That's a good one. I'm Donald Trump.
What's his face? Really puts the face into it too. He's like,
I'm John Lithgow.
America.
This is me. I'm John Lithgow.
But
Come back, Henry.
We need
Harry.
to.
I'm John Lithgow.
Well, we need to come up with up to date fucking like
Those are the only
Drake
characters
and
that I have.
Yeezy and
I have an Irish character.
how's that up to date?
So there I was.
Hey, you got to do like McGregor and like really throw the Irish into it. It's Conor McGregor.
You little cunt. I don't know. No. The Irishman that I have in my head, he goes out for walks along the Loch Ness. And
That's Scotland.
Fuck. Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Remember when you watched Spartacus and you had that British accent for a little bit?
Marcus Aurelius. Tonight we dine on the blood of our enemies.
Many years ago, my family, sleeping alone inside of the trees, saw the man in the mist.
Marcus Aurelius.
That's like
I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, it's me.
All right, so it's time for Game Corner. All right,
How long have we been doing this?
about an hour. We're going on an hour, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we should do a
Quick, we got to do a quick Game Corner and then we
quick
wrap
game
up.
corner. All right, you really want the
We
game
can't
corner?
lose.
All right.
Can't lose the consistency. You know what I mean?
What consistency?
Well, you know, we kind of have it charted out. You know what I mean? We know what we have to do. Hey, motherfucking Game Corner. All right.
All right. So, what is this game corner?
All right, man. So today's Game Corner. All right. Mm-hmm. It's 2 truths and a lie.
Oh man, I'm terrible at these. I always get these backwards. Am I dyslexic?
Yeah.
I'm totally dyslexic when it comes to this shit.
Okay. Well, here's the choices. You can either do, I'm sorry, 2 lies and you can either do 2 lies.
Don't change it up now.
You can either do 2 lies and a truth, or you can do describing badly. And describing badly is when you describe a movie plot badly, and the other person has to try and guess.
Man. All right, let's do the
Describing badly.
Yeah.
All right. And now,
God, I hate this shit.
describing badly with your host, Timmy Pacino. Hey.
Did you do another impression?
Okay. Hosted by Sam Elliott.
Who? Oh, Sam. Don't bring Sam Elliott into this shit. Oh, God.
I'm Sam Elliott.
Oh, fuck. And I'm Ashton Kutcher.
Today we're ill. That was horrible.
Hey,
Today
you got punked.
we're gonna be.
Aren't we on a show together?
I think are we? Oh, we
Ranch.
are. We're on that ranch show
That's why.
together. Oh, I was like, why is he sucking
Why
without
did I throw Ashton
Was Sam, was he on Punked?
I'm Sam Elliott. Today we're gonna be playing another game of describing badly.
Oh, come on, dude. I can't deal with Sam Elliott this whole time.
Okay.
Fuck off, Sam Elliott.
All right. Fine. So, I'm going to start.
You can do Bruce Lee.
No, that's just fucked up. I could do
Do the little Irish.
a little bit of Irish.
A little
Right?
Irish?
A little bit of
A
Irish.
little Irish?
All
A
right.
little Irish? You gonna do a little bit of ass?
I'm going to do Winston Churchill.
Today, we have...
Well, standing above the man.
He had it more nasally, though.
Standing above the man.
Oh man, that might have been the radio.
Hello.
Basically.
Oh, this is me.
I do not.
I'm trying to say for you. Lucy. Okay, so my name is Mr. Billy, and I'm gonna do a silly voice and whoop-a-doo. Okay.
All right. So what's the game? Oh, describe the movie.
So here's the movie. Okay.
All right.
All right. Here we go. A man uses a computer
Hackers.
to find himself
To find himself.
and change the system.
A man uses a computer to find himself
And change the system.
and changes the system.
And change the system.
Matrix.
Oh fuck! God, nice. I think I made that a little too easy though for you.
Well, no.
It could have been a lot of stuff though, but I was kind of I softballed that to you. All right, well that was good. You cheer yourself for that one.
I need a.
Yeah. All right.
Me. A man needs to get the president out before he dies from poison.
A man needs to get the president out before he dies from poison.
Before he himself dies from poison.
He dies from poison. To get
This is easy.
to get the president out.
He has to go get the president out before he himself dies from poison. Oh, a little too high. How long? How long do I give?
I don't know.
How long do I give?
I don't know. Is it
It's so easy. It's only one of the best Kurt Russell movies ever.
Oh, okay. Is it
Escape
Escape from New York?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I should
Man
have
has to
known
get the
better.
president out
Yeah.
before he himself dies from poison.
I thought it was Air Force One or no or
Oh, with that something falling, White House falling. or
Yeah,
something.
that's what I thought you were
Nah,
going for, but I should have known. Okay. Well,
And I picked it because I was actually thinking about that. I'm like, there's a bunch of movies with presidents, but this is the only movie where he had to save the president before he
right.
died.
Yeah. All right. So
a good
this
one.
next one is a series of women who share clothes with each other.
Sex and the City?
Nah. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. They share that pair of pants. Their sisterhood.
I didn't watch that. I don't even know what
I feel you. I don't know.
I mean, dude, if I'm going to pick obscure movies, I could just pick a Turkish movie. I'd be like, a school with a bunch of rejects.
It's Traveling with Sisterhood Pants of the
I've
Traveling
never
Pants.
even really heard of that.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Like, pick a movie we all know.
Okay, all right, okay.
Obscure ass motherfucker.
You're right. Okay. A man.
They're always a man. That's the problem.
Yeah,
with
that's the
Hollywood.
problem. We're part of the problem.
We are part of the
Okay, a
problem.
woman cheats on her fiance and loses everything but gains something else.
Oh man, there's so many. Is there murder?
No, there's an attempt at murder though.
Oh. A woman, and that's the story?
Yeah, a woman cheats on her fiance.
Is that the one with Sandra Bullock?
No.
Oh. I don't know.
Titanic.
They weren't even married.
Her fiance.
Oh, yeah. Cheats on her fiance, loses everything, but gains it all. Yeah.
That was good, right?
I like it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. You go.
All right.
Wait, because if I had said the boat, it would have given everything away. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean,
There's no other way. But I mean, that was a good way of going around it. and still explaining the story.
Yeah. Let me think of a movie.
So that is the perfect way to play the game. Here we are. Question 3. Sam seems to be confused for you listeners at home.
Well, I'm just trying to remember the plots because, like, you gotta kind of remember your laundry is done on dryer 11. It's nearly complete.
He's stroking his beard.
Hold on, let me pick a movie.
This is our ASMR portion of the show. I'll be speaking very softly into the mic. Imagine me right there inside of your ear.
Kids find a key
Okay.
that makes music, and aliens come to take it back.
Kids find the key that makes music, and an alien comes back.
I can't hear you.
Is it?
No.
Fuck!
No. Masters of the Universe.
Ooh, I don't know if I've seen...
He-Man?
Oh, yeah, no.
right.
I don't know.
All right, let's all pick another one.
Yeah, pick another one.
All right. I don't want to make it obscure again.
Well,
because
just,
every
just
movie
do
that
it
pops
the way
up,
that I did it, where you're just kind of like...
it's just, when you try to think of something and your mind goes blank, you're like, what are movies?
Like, okay, here's one. All right. So, man takes...
Oh, here. I got it. Secret assassin is killed, but comes back for his wife.
Ooh, secret assassin is killed but comes back for his wife.
Yeah.
And this is a recent movie, right?
Well, it's a movie we know.
It's a movie we know.
Yeah.
A secret assassin dies and then he
Actually, they're
comes
remaking it.
back for his wife. Is it...
Wrong one.
Secret agent. What do I know about secret agents, dog? Mission Impossible?
No, he never died. Spawn.
Oh, he was a secret agent.
Yeah, secret agent dies, comes back for his wife.
That's pretty obscure. That's a good way of saying it. That was good. That was
Well,
good.
because what other movie do you know where someone dies and then comes back for their wife?
The Mummy? No. Well,
the bad guy.
All right, but I feel you. Yeah, no, you're right. That was a good one. Okay. So, man takes an extended vacation and learns to make do with a little.
I'm sorry, I was totally like...
You're good. Man takes an extended vacation and learns to make do with very little.
That Wild Out movie or whatever.
Ooh, that was a good guess.
Yeah.
That was a good guess.
Man, they say it again?
Man goes on extended vacation and learns to make do with less.
Is that one Jack Nicholson movie where he's an old man and goes on like some kind of...
Nah, he's super rich on that one. He goes with Morgan Freeman and they go out.
No. There was another one.
Nah, it's not that
The
one.
one with, what's her face? Judy Garland and her tits when they get into the jacuzzi.
Oh, not Judy Garland. The lady from Titanic.
Yeah, she was actually on Titanic. Yeah. Why did I say Judy Garland?
I don't know. Judy Garland's dead.
Man who goes on trip and finds out he could live. Castaway.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it took you 3 shots.
Yeah,
that was good.
I was really thinking about it.
You could actually interchange that with The Terminal. Both Tom Hanks features.
Yeah. True. Okay.
All right. Well, last one.
All right. Let's make this a good one.
Got
Let's make this a good one. A tight-knit family is infiltrated by a man with bad intentions, but it ends up becoming the family, part of the family.
One more time.
So a very tight family, group of family, is infiltrated by someone who isn't family, who has bad intentions.
Okay.
But they end up becoming closest family ever. The closest ever.
It's not the Brady Bunch.
No. Well, I mean, they're as close as it gets, I guess. Humping fucking siblings. A super tight-knit family.
Super tight-knit family, and this dude
is
comes
infiltrated.
in to try and kill everybody.
The word
But
infiltrated.
he ends up becoming part of the family.
He ends up
'cause he
becoming
falls in
part
love
of the
with them.
family.
It's got to be some type of superhero movie or some shit.
Who's infiltrating in superheroes? I'm shouldn't
Yeah,
not even say clues.
I'm gonna say.
Think of the word family.
The Fast and Furious.
There we go.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! Fuck yeah, bro. And that's Game Corner. Woo! Motherfuckers! Yeah! Yeah!
Oh damn, you are happy you found that movie.
That was good. I'm proud of myself. Awesome. And yep, that's Game Corner. And this is our wrap up.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, final wrap up. Hit me with some wrap up music.
Well, here I kind of want to put some
Put some generic, obscure music.
as generic and obscure as it gets. Let's get super
Generic and obscure.
and very
All right.
obscure. This is as obscure as it gets.
Oh, okay. Fine. Okay. That's not in breach of anything.
That was not.
What you think it was?
That was not.
We played less than 2 seconds of
Yeah.
it, so you guys can suck it.
Just a small town girl.
Final thoughts. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Think
look-
twice.
Think twice. Act once. You know what I'm saying?
Consequences are real.
For real.
Or
God.
learn, at least if you make a mistake. The issue is a lot of people don't learn.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So learn from your mistakes.
That's what I
people.
gotta do. I gotta learn.
If you
And I've learned a lot of things in my life.
it's little things too.
You know
It's
what I'm
like if you
saying?
break your phone constantly,
I do
get
be
a
breaking
great
my
case.
phone.
If you get
But what if you just break your phone all the time? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't see how I don't break my phone at all.
you're not clumsy.
But see, that's an excuse.
I guess.
That's an excuse. I always what I used to tell Austin. I said before you move yourself, think of the actual movement you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, But anyway, what I'm saying is learn. So that's what I try to do. Everything I do, I'm trying to learn what's a better way to brush my teeth. What's a fucking this way to do
Pay
that.
the
What's a
bills
quicker
or
way to
doing
fucking
like
wake
that.
up. What's a easier way to get my mindset on things. So learn from your mistakes and whatever.
Buy
shape
better
or form.
phone cases.
Yeah, I was just an obscure. Fucking, that was
just a
something,
random shot in the dark.
Because I saw your phone in your hand, and I was just like, like if you keep breaking your phone, get a
Yeah,
fucking phone case. Learn from your mistakes.
It's an old phone, But I feel like I would do the same thing with an iPhone. I would find some way to crack the iPhone with the case.
Dude, I got the hardest waterproof
Didn't
fucking
you
case.
remember that one time that you brought the phone out of the case and it fell, like right after you pulled it out of the case?
Oh
and it fell?
yeah,
like that.
it
type
was.
of shit.
Yeah,
That just
but
be happening.
But see, that's because I ordered my case and I had to wait a few days before I got my case, and so that was the most stressful fucking
It does
4
happen.
days.
Though. It does happen.
I've dropped my phone, but I have a badass case on it.
You do have a badass case.
So no, it's just also learn from your mistakes. If you tend to be that person that every couple months you do something very self-destructive, or even if it is every weekend, or if you figure out you have issues,
The patterns.
yeah, work on them. Notice the patterns. Notice what leads up to them. Like
Yeah.
look into it. It's you're an onion.
And above all, you're human. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you're definitely fucking
Ain't
faulty.
nobody
That's for sure.
fucking
All you
perfect.
motherfuckers out there are all fucked up.
hey, just like my old man used to say, if you're
Buy
not
low, sell high.
if you're not perfect, then you're just another piece of shit like the rest of us.
Well,
Yeah.
you can strive to be better.
And I ain't
You
never
can
seen
always
gold come
try to
out
be
of
the
an
better version
asshole,
of yourself.
you know.
Strive to be better.
You can be the best piece of shit out
And
there.
honestly, your big fuck up
Be the
made me
best.
better because I'm like, I gotta get my shit together.
Be the best.
Because I don't know why. It just made me want to work harder. I was like, oh fuck.
That's that ripple effect,
It was a fucking hard, dude. You've been a kind of a pain in the ass to live with the last couple of weeks.
This past 2 weeks have been wild,
Well, I just feel bad, but like what I'm saying is, I'm hoping you learn from it. We all learn from our mistakes and we move forward.
I'd like to think so. And I hope the viewer does too,
But yeah, other than that, I think another podcast session down where we have a couple more. I think I'm going to film a Sam of all trades tonight. We have some more olden times TVs, and we're moving forward, ever forward. So that's the theme. Keep on trucking.
Episode 6, another one down the drain.